Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second part of this Imvu tutorial, and we will continue working today with the body shapes, and we're gonna learn more an easy way and a very unique way of actually changing the body parts for both for different body parts in general, without actually having to merge and attach things together, which is gonna be a very easy way, and I will show you guys how customizable this is. So for today's tutorial, I choose the male avatar, and what we will do is to make sure that we go ahead and left click here on the top torso, and then we hold our control to add to our selection and add the pelvis. And what we need to do is hold on shift click, and then hold on shift and left click and drag with your mouse. Make sure it's far from the original body. And once it asks for the clone, we're gonna hit OK. Notice it snaps back in position because the physique modifier is still applied. So you go ahead and now right click and make sure where it says hide unselected, left click it. And now don't worry about how this would look right now. What you do, left click once, and with the physique modifier you just hit delete. And now do the same thing for the pelvis. Alright, now right click again, unhide all. So before we start, this is going to be our main mesh, or this is going to be the body that we're going to export to Imvu. Well, if you need to make different clones from this one to change or modify any body parts, you need to clone this. And then once we're done with all the body shapes that we need, we can apply a morpher modifier on these two body parts and then customize from there. So I will be able to show you this easy and just follow along. So what you need to do now is to left click and drag across the two body parts, and left click under here which says modifier list. Left click and add editable poly, and it's right here. Basically what that does, it's kind of combining both meshes to be editable at the same time without merging them together. So I can freely change everything with these two body parts along each other without actually attaching both body parts together. So to do that, I'm going to left click here in that little box. I'm going to select vertices. And now what I'm going to do, let me just make sure. I'm going to left click and drag the vertices, and I have like a few red vertices here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it from the screen capture, but they are right here. And to give it a more easy effect, I'm gonna go ahead and use soft selection, and make sure you hold down Control Alt and left click and drag if you select different body parts, because that is important. Alright, so looks good to me. What I need to do now is to maybe increase the fall off intensity until I get some blue color going on around, which is pretty good. Alright, now I can start changing and modifying the body shape as I want. You can use either scale, rotation, and move, which is what I'm going to do here. R to scale, E to rotate, as well as W to transform. I'm going to use R for now to scale down a few. Maybe the W to change the position. So I'm giving my guy here a little bit of a bigger belly. And then what I can also do, while the vertices are selected, I can go ahead and change the radius of the selection by going to shrink. And here I have a little bit of weaker, selection. I can also do this a little bit more. But keep in mind, if you look at this, you're not supposed to be leaving the body parts like that, especially the lower parts. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that real quick to show you exactly what I need. So if you remember from our last video that we said that no matter how much you change, you should not be changing or moving things around. This is still a very crucial, because if you wanted to move the body parts, the upper body parts, you need to move the one at the bottom also along with it. So if you accidentally deselect some of the lower parts, you need to go ahead and left click and select all the body parts at the bottom as well, so everything can move along with it. And looks good to me so far. All right. I mean, this is just an easy, just for the practice, but you can always, learn from your mistakes, keep trying, and work your way until you get something that's really good. All right, we can just move these two together. And again, this is just going to be an easy, short tutorial to teach you guys how you can do this and how can you customize the modification for the body part. But you can just learn and expand your knowledge by just practicing more. So now let's say I'm happy with this body shape, but I want to add more to it without changing this original one. So what I can do, instead of making another shape from this and just move it like we did earlier, I can just left click here, hold on shift and drag along another shape, ask for the same clone, I'm going to say yes. This time it's not going to snap back like it was because it doesn't have any physique modifier applied to it. At this point here, I can just go ahead and have the vertices selected. And I can also snap out from this view, and I can just choose, let's see, left view. All right, that'll be easier also to see things better. All right, so let's just back here and maximize my viewport. I'm gonna left click here and then choose maybe a weaker selection, fall off, and maybe I hold W once and drag, move it down a little bit, and again, you can see that I accidentally select just one part of the body without the top part, so I can just go ahead and Control Z until I have my selection back, and left click and make sure I have selected the parts that combine both upper and lower body. I can just move it. Let's scale this down. Actually, I can scale it up and then move it back again. Then maybe I can just move this back. And just do crazy shapes. Because our guy eats too much. Alright, so let's say I'm happy with this body shape. And let's say you built like a body here that has like a really big muscles, and this part you just dedicated for the belly or for the legs, and you want to combine these two on top of this, and this is what we're going to do next. Now you go ahead and back and edge faces so you can see what you're working with. If you left click here once, and then you go ahead and left click under Imvu poly and add morph modifier or morpher modifier. So right here, you will have this morph added in between either physique or skin modifier that work with both. So what you need to do, where it says empty here, you gotta look where it says big object from scene, and let's go ahead and choose our first torso, and then you can go ahead and do the same thing again for the second torso. And what you look, if you look closely here, if I would start dialing these numbers up and down, you can see that everything start taking a shape. So that was the first body shape that we did, and this is supposed to be the back one, or the second one. If I were to dial this again, you notice how everything start taking shape. So let's say I want to do the same thing, because if you were to export this now, will be a huge gap, especially you haven't done the lower part. So to fix that, you left click again here under on top of the editable poly. You're gonna add a morph modifier just like we did with the top. And here we go. And then we again choose pick object from scene, and we choose this one. Left click here, which says empty. Pick object from scene, and we choose to. And then here you have the freedom now to choose which body shape you want by customizing the look. Let's say you want to have a bigger, belly and butt, and then you can just later change it. You have the freedom to do so. So let's say I'm happy with this. You can try your creation by left click here on your timeline. You will see everything moving along just like you want it to. You do not have to change anything when it comes to skinning or physique. The next thing is to export. Of course, these two will become two different parts to export to Imvu. So in that matter, I'm gonna go ahead and left click, and whether it's skin or physique, it both works the same. So go ahead and export, or if you don't have this, which is I'll be showing you guys how you can have an easy shortcut here. You can left click, export, and then here you can just go ahead and do body shape 1. I think I did it before. Yeah, here it is. And then save. And then right here you make sure you choose your skeleton, which should be in the same file as your original file, Imvu, which is right here. It'll be saying female, even though it's male, but it will say female. But XSF, which is the skeleton, go ahead and select it, and then process with the next, and there we go. We have gotten the torso done. We can now try the pelvis. Export again. Body shape 2. Body shape 2. And we export the same process. If you've done this once, the second time you export, it should be the same. So you can just click next. And now is the true moment. We can go ahead back now to Imvu and test our product. This here will be, you can try like empty drivable or made of clothing. And right here, you'll actually come right where it says number 2, which is the torso and then the pelvis. No, probably number 5. Yeah, so torso and pelvis right here. Now you can add, let's go ahead and crazy numbers, like 30 and 31. Now you can go ahead and add your meshes. Body shape 1. I think I misspelled the first one. And then try the second one, which is body shape 2. And if you hit apply, alright, interesting. I think that's the wrong one. So let's just try this one. Alright. So if you actually go ahead and apply a look, let's just try this one here. Sticks. Oh, that's not what I intended, but you have a guy with the with the bigger butt. So I'm sorry, I have to stop the recording to give this guy some clothes because I don't want to get banned on YouTube. So what I did is just apply the skin composite, and here I'm gonna try to use kind of a texture that I have, but hopefully something can work. And let's see, maybe it's not here. I gotta choose something that cover him just completely, maybe a wood texture. That's not easy to see. Alright, let's just give it a shot with these here. There. So here is the final results. Of course, if I were to give it skin, it'll be easy to see, but I can't get to do that on YouTube. And that should be the conclusion of our tutorial today. And again, you can practice and do more with it until you get to learn how you can make body shapes in that way. And if you like to ask questions or you want to show me how you made your work following these videos, you can always leave it in the comment section. And don't forget that I will be choosing active subscribers at the end of this month to actually win a prize. It's a product that I will be making, whether it's a furniture or clothing or shoes or anything, and it'll be all textures and ready to submit. Whoever the winner will be receiving this on his or her email. You'll be able to have this for life. It's on your own product. You can submit it when you can to populate your store. So please be active in the comment section. Make sure you let me know that you subscribe. And hopefully I will see you guys on my next video. Peace out.